All right, everybody. It has been a fun evening already, a fun day to boot. And now we're getting ready to your favorite part of Siege, the rants. I don't know why we do anything after the rants, or before for that matter, because the rants are really what matter. So we're going to turn it over to everybody's favorite Puzzle Meister. Yeah, sure, we'll call him Puzzle Meister. Joe Casabot to take it from here.
Okay, Karen, get your camera on, please.
Let's rant about that.
The sixth rant, maybe the eighth rant, total, sort of, with some non-canon rants down in Sinfest. I don't know. I'm in a shit mood. I've already told these people this. I'm in a shit mood, and I don't know if that's better or worse for the rants. I really, it's a quandary. It is great to see everybody. So already I'm a little happier than I should be because we're doing rants. Hold on a second.
And that was it. See you guys.
I'm shutting the door just because they're going to still hear me downstairs, my wife and daughter, and they always ask me these weird questions like, who's that guy you told to shut the fuck up? And I usually say, that was probably Wes.
So we can curse. That's fine. Cursing is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. For fuck's sake. Okay.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Okay. I should have more curse words in my spiel.
Okay. Michelle's here. Of course they're swearing aloud. Okay?
I don't know how it goes.
This is really the loose version of the rants this year. First of all, everybody pissed me off. Nobody responded quick. Sorry, Leah. Leah responded quick. It was the only person that truly responded in a timely manner.
I'm professional.
To my emails. And even when I kept them short, that didn't help. Anyways, we're just going to start off. And since, we're going to play bingo here. Michael's in the center of my screen. So through this, hold on one second.
Kind of show
Touches.
I don't believe he told me what he was going to rant, although he might have told me. Just about everybody said working from home sucks, or working from home or COVID sucks. So we're hoping we're getting a little more diversity here, but we're going to start out with Mr. Brown since he's still in the center. And the rules this time there's a couple rules to get out of the way real quick. So you got about 3 minutes, and I'm going to run the timer. And afterwards, I'm going to ask for somebody who wants to do counterpoint and possibly say, anything you said might have been shit. And we will heckle, but not interrupt, because Leah's here. So we're just going to, you can yell out, stop, or put your hands like this, or whatever, but, when they say something horrible. But if you do that too much, you're probably going to be the one I'll pick for counterpoint. But otherwise, we'll look for volunteers. Okay, that's out of the way.
I feel like mine's
is anybody who's watching this right now and always wish, wow, I wish I could be a ranter too, and maybe they're off their meds or something. You can go to, I think, the general voice area in the GGDA Discord. I really hate Discord. I hate even using the word. But you can go there and possibly talk Andrew and letting you to be the guest ranter. I apologize for the off the meds remark because obviously that's just horrible. I'm 63. I don't plan to run for office in 5 years, so I'm hoping that never comes back and bites me. Michael, you're up.
Hello, greetings. I have a rant in 2 parts. My first one is to tell everyone who complains about working from home sucks is to grow up, stop blaming everybody else, and have some discipline in your fucking life, okay? I work from home with 6 children. I get it done just fine, so stop fucking crying about it, alright? Do you know what? It's not your wife's problem, it's not your husband's problem, it's not your partner's problem, it's not your kid's problem, it's not the noise outside. Do you know whose problem it is? Yours, for not getting your ass out of bed and focusing on your work, okay? So I'm so tired of that bullshit. Just grow up. Fuck me. Ooh. Okay, now, second point. As a publisher, I need to talk to some indie developers about entitlement. Okay, there is a lot of entitlement with indie developers. I love you all. You're smart, creative, and all the nice things that people say about you all the time. However, you cannot expect me to assume all financial responsibility for the game you made and expect me to pay you a wage, pay you a minimum guarantee, pay for all the marketing and promotion, and you just walk away going, well, I'm nice and rich and have all of the liability on me. That's not how this works, okay? If you want me to invest in your project, okay, that's what it is. It's investing. It's a partnership. We work together to make something successful. I am not there to be a bank for you to get rich off a project and then me be sitting there with all the bills. That's not how that's actually supposed to work. So the next person who sends me an email saying, please give me all of this money so I can leave my job and just work from home for 2 years and then maybe I'll make something and maybe I won't, please don't send me that email. Just trash it. Just fuck off with that, okay? I'm not interested, okay? I'm not there. You're not my employee. I'm not going to pay you to do what you want to do. Why don't you pay me? If I did that, if I came to you and say, hey, I want you to pay me so I can work on some stuff and maybe it'll be good, you would laugh me out of your house. So why do you bring it to my house? Go away with that shit, okay? Be realistic and figure, have some business sense. Read a book. Read a book. Business Fundamentals 101, real good. Just try that shit, right? And then maybe we can talk after that. Rant over.
Good. I'm going to recuse myself of this rant because my product wasn't good enough. I wasn't asking to be paid by Mr. Brown, but I wanted him to have skin in the game, and he refused me many, many years ago when Clutter was just a little 2-year-old or 3-year-old, I think, maybe a 4-year-old even. But now that it's 11, fuck him, he can't have Clutter. So I'm recusing myself. Does anybody have any
not
problem?
A recusal.
What?
That's not a recusal. That's just you saying words.
No, I'm refusing. That's explaining why I can't tell him he's full of shit.
I know. It's like.
Does anybody else want to add to that or no?
Yes, I have a question. How many indies have you made rich, and where are they?
I think they're in Barbados right now.
Good for them.
Okay. Well, is that Jesse coming in again still? In and out, driving us nuts?
It looks like it.
Okay. I'll ask for volunteers. I'll give you 5 seconds for somebody who wants to go next. Oh, man, I was saving you towards the end, Wes, but go for it.
I got a family to cook for, man.
Mike.
So
Mike.
Wait, my mic is on. Is it not?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, you're
I think this
freaking me
is
out,
acting.
man. Oh, I
can't hear him.
Oh, really?
Is he really talking?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Huh?
I can hear
So
him.
you're full of shit.
No.
So you might. Do you have me turned down? He probably has me turned down.
Mhm.
Anyway, my look at this whole COVID thing is kind of a back and forth. I've been dealing with both good things and bad things in kind of equal measure. For instance, one of the bad things is showers now seem optional, and I'm as guilty as anyone. I have found that sometimes I'll go, wait, how long have I had on this shirt? What's going on here? But the good news is that alcohol delivery is now a logical thing. There are businesses that are putting forward the idea of alcohol delivery, and this is and people are now going, yes, this is a good idea. The next thing that's bad is workouts now seem to require much more determination. It used to be that you could go to the gym and you kind of put yourself in the environment. You just had to make the drive, right? And nowadays, to get an actual workout in, you have to completely decide, I am going to shape a workout in this normal environment I never do workouts in. And so this is the thing about workout. I haven't gotten a workout in since March. Not one. But the good news is it is now common knowledge that pants are overrated. We all knew for years that they cause lag, but now everyone understands that we should all be wearing pajama pants to work every day in all environments, and it is an acceptable thing.
Forever. Truth.
Bad news, calling in sick now has responsibilities. Now that everybody knows you can work from home, if you call in sick, they're like, okay, we'll handle this. And kids too, poor kids, they can't call in sick anymore because they're doing all their homeschooling and that's the way it works.
Yeah.
But the good news is that you actually have time to keep up with TV now. Like, since you're not driving every day, since you're cooking at home, you don't get those Mandalorian spoilers because you are actually able to keep up with the TV shows as they're coming out. Okay? Bad news, your pets now think that they completely own your attention. Since you never leave the house, they demand your lap. You are not allowed to not provide it. And even during work hours, you need to be at their disposal. However, the good news is that offices now know that when you want to work from home, it's not just you being lazy. Because let's be real, driving is for chumps. Commutes are dumb. Spending money on office space is dumb. I ranted about this, 2 years ago? That people think that
time's
you build...
about up. I don't know where he is. Is that...
People think that the magic is made in the office, and they're learning differently. Now, I've got some bad news. Mental complications are now a real thing. Everyone now recognizes many of their own mental complications they were not aware of earlier. But the good news is, since everyone has learned this...
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I've got one thing left to say.
Somebody has to cut Wes off. He's over his time.
Why do I have to cut him off?
But anyway, the good news is everyone knows that mental complications are a thing.
Is this just a practical joke on me? It's pretty funny. So,
Yeah, here.
That's my list.
I'm in charge now.
Perfect.
I'm getting texts about our session.
Hear everybody. Michelle, can I hear you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Good. Karen.
I'm getting texts about our session. What's that noise?
I don't know. The Discord sucks. I can't hear Wes.
I think that was my fault. Sony was trying to watch the rants while I was participating in them.
But I can't hear Wes. This just sucks. Wes, go out and come back. I want to hear you.
I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Too late. We cut Wes off.
You already missed it.
Yeah, well, it was great. You missed it.
Is this just a joke on me? Is that what this is?
No,
have you guys all had like an email?
Yes, he's just lip sync. Like, he's just not saying anything.
We're all in on a joke. Everyone is.
Somebody needs to rant about potato mic quality. Next ranter.
So,
Also, Wes, I live in Berkeley. Last week I had weed and booze delivered.
Nice!
And I need a lot of it.
okay. Karen, would you like to go next?
Okay.
Your audio is whack.
Yeah, Karen, your audio is pretty bad.
And it's not just me this time.
I have another mic. I can use my other mic.
You're fine now.
Oh, I'm fine now?
Correct.
Okay. I think I just need to have this in my face.
Probably. Go for it.
All right. Okay. So, it's me. I'm Karen. What's up?
Hi, Karen.
So, if you guys are not somewhat aware, I've been, twitching me working on my game and stuff. And basically, my rant is going to be me complaining about trying to find the energy and the desire to not procrastinate everything for forever and ever. Like, I work from home, and that's fine or whatever, but once I get off, I kind of, I don't know, want to, like, either play video games or not look at the news or stay off of social media or whatever else that is going on in my brain. But I started Twitching in order to keep myself busy working on my game, because I still want to, like, eventually make my own money in the future, because having a job is overrated, kind of. And I've learned, I mean, I already knew that the internet kind of sucks being a girl on it in a way, but I have found my like boiled down clique of like 5 to 10 people that support me on all my stuff. Like Ben, for example. Ben, you are amazing. Ben stays in my little thing even when I'm talking about nothing, and I'm just like in my room screaming about stuff. Last week I had a 2-hour rant about how much I like yaoi and anime, so that's a thing. If you don't know what that is, then you stay there. You should have came to my talk. So anyway, basically, now is the best time ever to like find your small clique of friends that keep you motivated. Do that, lock in on those people. Also keeping track of those far out floaters. Those also keep you motivated or whatever. But like everyone, you know, everyone feels like the nerds don't really have friends. I hear that a lot. My family says that to me a lot. I swear to God, I do have friends. And trying to keep myself, like, motivated and doing everything, I have way more people at my disposal than I realize. And I'm sorry my rant isn't as angry as typical rants would be, but I'm vibing, and I'm in a really good place right now, so my rant is a medium angry energy, but mostly I'm just kind of like, y'all need to find whatever that makes you feel like you're not alone, or that you're not just tempted to just play video games until forever. It's definitely a possibility. Not trying to like clout chase or everything. I've seen a lot of people that like have everyone started their own online whatever the hell, and they get upset if they don't have 100,000 viewers after 2 weeks, and then they quit and they have a depression because they think that's supposed to be what happens as soon as you start a channel and everyone's inside. That part's really annoying. I've had weird people pop into my streams offering to sell me like viewers and weird shit and everything, and I'm really not about it. And like, oh, you're cute, you could probably, I'm not interested, no thank you, please get off of my stream. I just want to talk about, you know, yaoi and cats and puppies. I'm gonna get a puppy, you guys. I'm getting a corgi puppy. Oh, like, yeah, ride the vibe. All right. So, I mean, ultimately, just like ride the vibe. Stop. Just find your peace and stop. I don't know, trying to relive your life at your house like it's not different or anything. Just you know, find your peace. Be there. Be chill. Be fine. Be happy. Be free. And don't come to my stream doing weird shit. That's also a thing. I'm the only one allowed to do weird shit on my stream. It's my stream.
Is it weird shit if everyone's doing it to you, though?
Yes. Yes. Very much so. Very much so. Only I can do the weird shit. It's my stream. You make your own stream.
Agreeing to everything she said.
Awesome, Karen.
Hey, Joe, we can't hear you if you're talking.
It just disappeared on me, and I'm back, I think.
Yeah, I can't see you. Turn on your camera. Stop doing your makeup.
I hate this, but this never happens to me in Zoom. Zoom taught me yes. I've seen the worst thing I've ever seen in Zoom, ever in my life. I wanted to poke out my eyes. It was so bad. That's never happened in Discord. However, I still like Zoom better. Okay.
Me too, Joe.
Any comments to Karen's rant? Anybody?
That was weird that someone was trying to sell you people.
But it happens. Actually, someone tried to get me to. Someone contacted me.
Seems
And
really
was like,
old school.
yeah, someone contacted me and was like, "Hey, I know this rapper, and this rapper really wants to make educational games. Like, I know him, and if you want, I can get you a connection with the rapper guy, and you can make his educational game." And I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about?" It's like, I'm not trying to become any weird thing. Please just let me make my game in my corner and scream about cats. Like, please stop propositioning me for weird shit, please.
Yeah. Anyways, it's hard to counterpoint warm fuzzy cats and everything. So
Damn right.
Jesse, since I have a feeling every time you do anything it boots me off or something, I'm going to let you go next, please.
Me?
Yes, you're the only Jesse here.
How am I supposed to know how many Jessies there are? There's so many Jessies out there in the world. But that's not the important thing.
That's my rant.
The important thing, yes, good rant topic. The important thing I want to talk about is in 2020, how a malignant narcissist who was power mad destroyed a whole bunch of our culture and split the world in twain. And I'm talking, of course, about Steve Jobs. In 2005, Steve Jobs created the iPhone and the App Store with the iPhone, and he wanted total control over the user experience. And because of that, he made up some total BS about how Flash was impossible to play in an efficient way on a mobile device. And because of that, a whole slash of the Flash community started disappearing. And that's been growing and growing. Flash has become a smaller part of the internet landscape over these past 15 years. But there's 21, 25 years of content that's about to disappear forever. I personally am really affected by this because the first game I was ever the lead programmer on was also the first Flash game ever released. We did not tell anyone it was a Flash game because at the time it was distributed on CD because you couldn't distribute that much data over the internet. So we had to get to Simon & Schuster, and we had to get Simon & Schuster to publish it and put it out in CompUSA, which was a thing that someone's parents should explain to them, or a bunch of people's parents are going to have to explain to them. But it's not just games that are disappearing. It's not just my games that are disappearing, which makes me sad. It's a bunch of other games. There's this game called Clutter, which I've heard is okay. And it used to dominate these Flash game sites where they could go out and play specific Flash games. And it's not just Clutter that's disappearing. Homestar Runner's disappearing. This was this video channel that existed before there was before YouTube. And it had little Flash videos. And you can go to YouTube and you can watch Homestar Runner, but it's not the same.
Not the same.
That's not right. And that's just what we can preserve. We can preserve Clutter via, turning it into a Unity game. But the original Farmville, I'm not talking about some crummy knockoff Frontierville that disappeared a long time ago. I'm talking about the OG Farmville is having its servers shut down at the end of the year. Because at the end of the year, Google is going to officially remove Flash from all their devices. And Microsoft has already flagged it as a security vulnerability. And even when these things get ported, some essence gets lost. Some microscopic bugs or glitches or exactly how Flash worked isn't copied over, and the emulations just don't do justice. But I'm supposed to end on a positive note, and I can tell you, actually, it was Siege that gave it to me. I came up with a positive note while watching Siege. While watching Michelle talk about how she still uses go-tos in her code. While watching people talk about fantasy consoles and pixel art. And what I realized is, if the current generation of Flash content is disappearing, if we're replacing it with, picture-perfect art, if we're replacing it with all these other mechanisms, what's really also going to happen is the next generation is going to come along. And the next generation is going to, like the go-tos I heard the 20-year-old also talk about reviving, like the pixel art he was reviving, like the fantasy consoles where he was working under these amazing constraints. People are going to revive this idea of vector art, this whole concept, and it's going to go through a rebirth, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what the future brings there.
Okay, so I'm so pissed at you because I feel like this is practical joke day on Joe because Wes doesn't fucking talk, but you guys all signed something and you won't tell me that he's not saying anything. and you sent me an email saying you're going to talk about the death of Flash, and I was like really excited. Okay? I was really excited.
And I'd let you down?
I thought you were talking about the TV show.
I can talk about the death of the Flash. No, so the CW comic universe, as seen throughout Netflix, is incredible. And I want to talk about starting with Smallville, because that's where it ultimately begins.
No.
And then that branches into Green Arrow and then the Flash. And no?
You don't want to go over to his house and smack him? Still can't hear him. Nice to see you laugh. Shut up, Wes. You're dead to me, Wes.
The fact that no one will get the joke.
You're worse than Paul Jenkins rapping.
I know, right?
Can somebody do sign language or whatever Wes is saying so I can have a chance?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, 10 minutes to Flashpoint tournament. Keep going.
I can hear you. Hold on. I think I can hear you now, Wes. Go for it. Why won't your mic turn on?
I don't think that you can hear me. Can you hear me?
God, this is pissing me off.
It's
okay,
no
we
big
need
deal.
to move on.
It's okay, Grandpa. Keep going. It's fine.
I'm so pissed at Discord, and ultimately you, Andrew. I haven't forgotten.
I think that's Joe's rant topic.
So who's it? Ben.
All right, sure. Sure, I can go.
Go for it.
So
enjoyed your talk earlier, by the way.
Thank you. I've changed topics 4 times today. Initially, it was going to be about working from home. It was going to be about how it's actually a great thing because it gives people more control over their lives. But I don't like confrontation, so I wanted to pick something that no one would want to counterpoint on. So I'm going to talk about how awesome all of you fucking people are. And I'm going to do it angrily, so it fits in with all of this. Thank you, Andrew. So, this is a great community, and all of you, many of you in this chat have personally reached out to me asking about how my game is going and what you guys can do to help, and always checking in. I got a lot of great feedback from people specifically, including a bunch of unsolicited tips, which were all really helpful, and I want to thank all of you for that. I got suggestions, and Kardik reached out to me about porting Pershimo on the Switch with his licensing key, which nothing like that is in the works right now, but it was a fantastic offer that I might consider in the future because it'd be really awesome, and I think it would fit there really well. And all of you people just genuinely want everyone else to succeed in this industry, and it's so positive, and everyone is willing to do everything in their power to do so. I enjoy all the time hang out with you guys, and the meetups every month, the 2 meetups every month for Unity and for the Atlanta devs are all super insightful to hear from each other and what everyone's up to. And that's all I have.
Well, that was very sweet, but let's be honest with ourselves. We're all assholes.
Yeah,
We love everyone, though.
I have to take a point to that. I definitely don't want other people to succeed.
Everyone here.
Here.
Yeah, everyone here. That wasn't a collective all everyone. No, because
and he mentions Kardik by name, and he's the only one who's not here. Thank you.
You may have noticed, it was at least 2 other people's work I talked about how horrible it was during my rant. I don't want them to succeed. Every time Michelle does well, I just feel worse about myself.
But they're not really a part of the
slow down, is really what I'm saying.
Okay, moving on. Leah, since you're a horrible person, go next.
That is so true. All right. Hi, everybody. Hi, my name is Leah, and I used to be an indie developer. So this past year, I decided to completely change my career path. I know, crazy, right? I hear you ask, how could you leave your life of indie development? Weren't you swimming in riches, driving Lamborghinis with your sweet, sweet indie game money? My answer to that is that I did truly find working for my own studio rewarding. I'm so proud of what we produced, but I ended up selling my soul to work for casino games. Yeah.
Ooh. Oh.
And guess what else? I started that new job in March. Oh, yeah. I had the grand luxury of getting to go into my cool new office as super swanky for one whole day before being sent out the door into my hermit hole of a house, my humble abode. I had to strongman my 70-pound work computer. I'm not kidding. It really is that heavy. And I took my walk of shame from my work office to my home office. But, working from home is not that bad. I adapted to work from home life pretty fast, despite battling dog farts and husband noises during my Zoom calls. Has anyone else noticed how ridiculously loud your significant other is when you work right next to them? He's also going through a 2000s punk phase with his music, and I swear, if I hear Skater Boy or Stacy's mom blaring from his office one more fucking time, I might say, "See you later, boy," and go social distance myself at the local Starbucks.
Bam.
Yeah. Another fun change this year for me. My body decided to crap out, you guys. It was great. It's like, oh man, there's a pandemic and you just started a new job? How about we remove a shit ton of your intestines? Fun summer, right? I will tell you, it's not easy sitting at a computer desk for 8+ hours a day, feeling like your insides are going to explode like I'm the star of the next Alien movie. Sigourney Weaver couldn't be bothered to sign up for that one, okay? I was like Frankenstein's monster in the mornings, disheveled, all sewn up, but instead of fear of fire, I had a fear of sprint planning and social interaction. Oh, and when I did have to go into the physical office for a day, I realized that none of my fucking real pants fit anymore. Yeah, that's a rough one. I have lived in sweatpants for the past however many months and had no idea my ass got so much bigger. It was like the scene from The Grinch when he realized his heart grew 3 times the size, only it was my thighs, not my heart, and I was certainly not joyous. So yeah, some things have absolutely sucked this year, but all in all, I have loved selling my soul. It was a smooth transaction and thoroughly enjoy working with my team and animating cool shit. It has been a great year for me, even with COVID. My support system is truly wonderful, and Georgia turned blue this election, so I will say it has been a pretty decent year after all. Now I have to get a peach tattooed on my ass because I made a pact with some friends. So let's all raise our White Claws to 2020.
Here.
I have Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces.
2020, how can we miss you if you won't go away?
And that wasn't scripted at all. I'm just...
I have nothing counterpoint there. Anybody?
Casino Life.
It was truly from the heart.
Andrew, do we have a guest ranter yet?
No one has volunteered. I've been watching The Voice. No one has volunteered to come rant. So anyone wants to rant, come join.
You bunch of wussies. Okay, I guess we'll go with Tim now.
I tried to get Cat Ball, but it's been
I
no
do a
go.
quick
Joe,
out.
it must be because you're here.
Quick shout out to my friend Sasha Pindorf. She said I did great, so thanks, bitch.
I just want to point out, you're not selling your soul, you're leasing it. Like, you get an option to buy it back at the end.
Oh, I didn't know that. I have to relook over my contract.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jesse.
Yeah, but it comes back really worn.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
The extra showers are nice. The extra showers are nice. I used to shower at least 2 or 3 times a day when I worked for the gambling company. I was actually fine until they took me to one of those internet cafes. And then I saw the real dark underbelly in like North Carolina, and it was just, it was the crawlies were all over me for like at least a week.
I haven't experienced that yet, but looking forward to it.
It's not so bad if you don't think of all the people that are ruining their life by playing the game.
So bad. They're gambling.
You're selling your soul if you work at any company that makes money.
It's true. Damn capitalism, son of a bitch.
Thank you, Ben Slippery Slope Berg. Tim, you're up.
Okay. So yeah, the didn't really have a main focal point for the rants this year. They say the game development is really just problem solving, and that you have to solve 10,000 problems before you can ship. Well, my problem counter hit 10,000 pretty damn quick this year. And the part they don't tell you is that it only counts up to 10,000. And now it's just making this like terrible clicking noise and it's starting to smell like ozone. So here's a series of just like one-off rants and gripes and non-pluses from the past 2 years, actually. So here's some holdovers from 2019. Here's one. That feeling you get when you spend hours writing a super useful and complicated utility function, only to find out that it already exists and it's way better than yours. Now this is from the big studio days. Being forced to put in a pointless feature that's even harmful to the overall game design. There's this one time that I had to put in a feature that I was completely against. It was pointless, complicated. Most importantly, it was a time sink, but I did it anyway. And I typed in so much hatred and anger into that code that I'm pretty sure I created a Horcrux. And then the last one from this, watching two fucking flagship games, $100 million games, go down in flames, and they are on fire, and they will burn in the waste bin of history, mostly due to the incompetence of studio management. All right, that's 2019. That's getting that off. So now let's go into the adventures of sheltering in place. So my gripe's not actually about working from home. I actually shelter in place for the public well-being. That's the right thing to do. This is all that little stuff that hides in the margins. So I had to close down the office. We had to move everybody home. Went ahead and shut it all down. And I had to find social distance masked movers to put everything into storage. That was just super annoying. But then you shut down the corporate VPN because there's no office anymore. And then you find out that all the two-factor authentication doesn't work anymore because there's a resource that doesn't exist anymore in an office that you don't have. Then there's... At home, I didn't decide to take the time to build a standing desk. So now I have lower back pain. That's just, fuck me, right? Now that I have all my stuff at home, luckily, all the servers are here, but now I had to put in way more air conditioning because my office is 1,000 fucking degrees. Now I'm getting love notes from PG&E. They're telling me that I'm winning the power consumption contest for my area and that they decided to create a whole new tier of pricing just for me. And then Comcast telling me that, hey, we gave you gigabit internet, but there's a 1 terabyte download cap that you didn't know about, and you're going to have to pay a premium for every 50 gigs after that. I've got 2 kids in distance learning. My wife's an elementary school teacher, and I work from home. That means there's always 3 Zoom conferences, 1 Slack call, 1 concept board, and some Disney Plus shows streaming constantly in my fucking house every day. Then there's working with your coworkers. It used to be that you see them every day. You could, enjoy their company. You'd see their face at least. Now I have at least 3 people who are now robotic voices and an irritating picture of a dog drinking coffee on fire. All right, Joe told me to wrap it up. So let me talk about the good things that are good. So I don't commute anymore, so I can play with my kids as soon as I get done with work. That's pretty great. I took all the money that I was spending on commuting, and I put it into a home gym, so now I'm prison fit, so that's pretty cool. And then because it's really hard to drink scotch while it being in VR chat with your friends, I've now learned that it's okay to drink scotch through a straw.
You almost made me spit out my White Claw.
Any feedback for him on this one?
I got one for you,
Hold on, Blaine. Hold on, you can't talk yet.
No scotch through a straw.
Yeah, I have to ask about that. Is it a special metal chilled straw, or is it? Because plastic and scotch, and that sounds horrible.
It was more horrible? Not spilling scotch down your neck when you have a VR thing on.
Yeah.
But you're right. I should get one of those mata straws, like the yerba mate straws.
There you go.
Go to a chemical supply house and get one of those truly neutral glass tubes. Use that as a straw.
Jesse,
this is getting expensive, but it's going to be worth it.
Use the Fruit Loop cereal straw.
You've got all that non-commute money. Spend on fancy straws.
And they're good for the environment because you can
What time
wash
do we
it.
have to be done? Okay, great. Hey, Blaine, I assume you're the guest ranter?
Yes, I'm the guest
We're
ranter.
going to give you 3 minutes in a little while, then we are going to kick you out. However, you are a mixed blessing here. You just made my day. This has just made my day. Finally turned the corner from people playing practical jokes on for you showing up, because I'm going to share a really horrible story of why at one point I hated your fucking guts. But the flip side that's really nice is it's why Leah's such a sweet, nice person, no matter what she says about herself.
I know this.
5 or 6 years ago at a party I was fucking throwing.
Oh, God, this.
You gave me shit right in front of me, right in front of people, and I don't think I even knew Leah at the time. But Leah basically defended me and said, you're being a jerk. She didn't quite say that, but it was close. But you were fucking with me in my own party. I just couldn't believe it. I'm this close to just sending you out again. However, I'd love to hear what you're going to say, because in 2 or 3 minutes we'll kick you out, then we'll talk about you.
Jesus, you were set up, Blaine.
I was.
I wish Andrew knew this. I wish Andrew knew this. So, no, this is just perfect. Anyways, I do wish you well. You're on the West Coast now?
Yeah, I'm actually like 5 minutes from Tim, and I just realized that.
Cool. And I'm not lying, right? That was the story. I'm not embellishing, right?
God, let's hear your Ben talk again. We need more positivity.
That story was all about how Leah's really nice.
Yes, it's so true.
She'll step in. When somebody's being an asshole, she'll step in. She won't just, ignore it. So, anyways, Blaine, take it away. Do your 3 minutes.
Okay, hold on. I have a counterpoint to me being an asshole to Joe. Also defending Leah's niceness, because before that party happened, Joe comes to me and says, I hate PR and marketing. I think it's pointless. And Leah stepped in and defended me in that case. So I feel like it's a fair trade.
I love PR. Mike, tell him.
No, because that's also the first thing you have said to me when you first met me. I'm with Blaine on that one. I've got your back, brother. Don't you worry about it.
Who wasn't
Dude's an asshole.
the first time they met Joe?
Who said that they were all assholes?
You were my hero right off the bat. You were that shitty little game that nobody wanted. Just a joke.
I don't think Joe.
Are we all telling stories about how Leah was nice to us?
Yes.
I have stories about how Leah was nice to me.
Sure, go for it.
So the last time we all got together for a Christmas party, which would have been 2019,
Yeah.
I was leaving, and my truck wouldn't start. And Leah offered to drive back from whatever bar the after party was at to give me a jump, in spite of the fact that it was going to totally wreck her entire night. Or actually, you were already halfway home, I think, at that point.
Yeah, I think so. That was 2 years ago, right? Or was it? No, it was last year.
I don't know what time it is anymore.
Yeah, I don't either. I do remember that, though. Wow, you guys, this turned into something really special.
Not for Blaine.
Not for Joe, either.
We should have known better than to come here.
Okay, Blaine, your turn. Let's go.
All right. My rant is something that every PR and marketing person has had to deal with, but that is the...
Joe?
No. More broadly this time. That is the entitled, we'll call them content creators, who ask for 100 copies of your game to give away, despite providing no information about their channel, no way to verify who they are, no details why they want your game, and then find out that it's really a Steam curator who somehow got like 10,000 followers, probably paid for them, on his channel. Or on their Steam curation group. This was such a problem that the agency I work for now got sick of it and spent thousands upon thousands of dollars building a software tool to just speed through them. Because it is, man, like, it gets bad when you get hundreds of those requests a day and you've got to feed through them. Like, I need details. Just give me something to work with. We don't want to be stingy, but we got to justify giving you the code, man. So, and we also see this on the press side too, where I have my own Blogspot blog. Please give me 20 keys of your single player game. I promise I will give you a good review. Well, cool, but that's not good enough. I need something. So there you go. That is my quick rapid fire rant for you, Joe.
I feel like Michael got the best out of that one.
You can kick him out. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Jesus.
That was vindicating.
I'm so glad we're friends.
Response.
I think we're gonna close with Michelle because I don't think I need to rant. I think I've already
BS.
well beyond my limit already.
What? You have to no.
Okay, I'll give you 1 minute. Let's see. I'll get my list.
Let's see, who else in the chat do you hate?
Is that like a thing now? Is that how Joe introduces himself to everybody? Is he just like a complete asshole to everybody? And it's like a test. It's like a litmus test. Like if you can survive the onslaught.
By the way, you were also a nice guy to me. You actually helped me with my phone with the tech thing, right off the bat.
Joe's never been mean to me, honestly.
I've seen Joe be mean at people.
Yeah.
Maybe
Doesn't mean mean at people
Honest, direct. No. Anyways, by the way, so the rant that I'm going to do that's just, I have survivor's guilt right now because the world sucks, but my world didn't change too much. With the exception of not going out and getting to see you guys once or twice a month, my life didn't change hardly at all. And I don't go to the movies, but, that's about the only thing I miss. And, of course, my granddaughter from COVID. But I was already working from home. My livelihood wasn't threatened on any level. There was no adjustment made. And I am so thrilled with, even though we're not supposed to be political, I am thrilled with the ending of 2020 as it's going. And I still believe it's going to, I'm not going to jinx anything because Michelle's just going to smack me. But, that was rough too, because to me, the war I've been fighting for 5 or 6 years is, I think 5 or 6 years ago, I said the problems of the world that need to be solving are basically racism, misogyny, and I think it was, homeless, that. And then, we've taken a detour. And one of the things I love about this community, and I've been here, since 2010, is the diversity. I love it. And the forces of non-good have negatively affected that, and it's tough. And it's tough to realize that because I am an old fat white guy, it really hasn't touched me too much. It just indirectly. So I'm done being serious at all. I mean, again, I do, but just a touch of it. I don't want to turn this into a humble brag. I'm actually having my best year ever, and it sucks because I want to be out there partying. I've been talking about a party at my house for 2 or 3 years, that I put off. And this time of year especially is, the room parties where I wanted to be and just hang out with everybody. And it just sucks because of that. But on the good news is, hey, 2021 is going to shape up nicely, I think. And looking forward to it and looking forward to eventually hanging out with everybody again. So that's mine, and I just want to move on to Michelle unless anybody wants to counter that.
I do have a counter.
Sure.
You should not feel any survivor's guilt. There are tons of people out there who are still months and months in ignoring their own and everyone else's safety, demanding to be accommodated without a mask. They're not willing to give up any of their own comfort for any good, let alone the greater good. And just by sheltering in place, you're better than any of them ever would be. And you're
already doing that, sort of.
Yeah, just because it's not uncomfortable for you doesn't necessarily mean that you should feel bad that, like, you know, it's not uncomfortable. Like, everyone else around you is uncomfortable because all these other things that have to change. But just because your lifestyle happened to mesh with this crazy thing that changed, like, the fact that you didn't go out of your way to keep going out and going to Dave and Buster's irregardless, or that you didn't keep trying to, like, oh, like, fuck all that other stuff, let's keep having our game. Like, you still acknowledge the fact that it's a thing, and just because everything else fit doesn't mean that that's bad. It's way bigger fish to worry about than.
I agree. It's a very small little survivor's guilt, but I wanted to share it just to share. It's just, but like I said, I am optimistic that next year will be better.
I disagree. You should feel guilty. You get better work that way. Feel shitty. That's how you get art. Go.
I have, like, the ittiest, like, quick little baby Karen rant, real quick. If you don't know, my name is Karen. Hi, you guys know my name is Karen. I'm Black, I'm Karen, and whenever that I order stuff and I go to places and I pick it up or they have to bring it to me, I put my fucking name on it, and I've seen people visibly, like, cringe at the fact that I'm Karen, and they're like, but you're Black. Or, like, whenever they're like, oh, what's your name? Or say, oh, maybe she's just putting it on there as a meme or some shit. And, like, I've had, like, the weirdest, like, since COVID has started, like, I love Karen memes, but since COVID has started and I have to, like, send my name ahead of whatever the fuck that I'm doing, people look at me hella crazy when I'm like, oh, I want the order for Karen. And it's like, our whole team has been, like, bracing for, like, a fucking meme showdown, and this black bitch wanders in here and just like, can I just please have my coffee? Thank you. That's my quick thing. The Karen memes are not ruining my life, but it's making everyone else very, very weird. They're double taking me a little bit more than they used to.
Just look at me in the eye and say I've never called the cops on myself.
Like,
no.
I'm waiting for the time when, like, a Karen calls the cops on me. I wonder when Karen attacks me, and I'm like, but I'm Karen. How dare you?
Karenception.
Karenception. That's going to be a whole paradigm shift.
Well, Michelle, you can take us out. We've got
1 minute.
a little over 5 minutes left, so go for it.
Okay. So, whenever you Google or look up how's the video game industry doing during COVID, the first thing you find, and pretty much the only thing you find, is how great the industry is doing. Sales of software are up 34%, hardware is up by 63%. This is awesome. Industry's thriving. That's great, right? Except then, where are all the other articles about the cost of that? You know, all of these only talk about the output, but they're forgetting about what is the industry, the people. And everyone's ignoring the looming elephant that's coming 3 years, 4 years down the road, is that we are facing significant potential loss of diversity in the industry in a few years' time. Just think about it this way. Lower income students are 55% more likely than higher income students to have delayed graduation rates due to COVID-19, based on some recent studies by the NSC. 13% of students have already delayed their graduation, and 40% have lost a job or an internship offer already. These were our potential employees, potential interns. Where are these people? They're not coming back. A recent census survey said that 16 million Americans have canceled plans altogether to even go to college because of fears of contracting COVID and not being able to afford it. That's a problem. No one's talking about that. Students from families that earn less than $75,000 a year are more than twice as likely to have canceled plans already this semester alone. That's really bad. Where's our diversity going? We could have already lost our next Andrew Augustin, the next Jerry Lawson, the next Marcus Montgomery, and we will never know. These people are gone. What will hiring look like in the next 3 years? These people will not be graduating from college and coming into the job pool. Well, right, colleges will go back to normal. They'll just start up college again, right? Even though they, just delayed or dropped out. No, they won't. The NSC found that 1 in 5 ever go back. The other 4 never end up going back to college or to school at all. These people are missing. No one's talking about this. Fine. What about the employees you do already have, assuming you're a manager or an owner of a company? Have you actually checked in on them lately? Are you talking to them about their mental health? Have you even uttered that word to them ever in your life? Or the only thing you're concerned about is their productivity and their output, and just making sure that your little velocity curve is going down to hit 0? Because as far as I can tell, that's what a lot of companies only give a fucking shit about right now. Have they adjusted their internal policies at all, their standards, now that everyone is just sequestered at home? Are they enforcing unsafe work environments? I know of many video game companies who are now forcing people to go back to work. Sure, they've got a mask on. That ain't fucking safe. Are you risking your life now to keep your job? Is it worth it? Really? I don't know. And people who have decided that it isn't worth it, they're gone. They're not coming back to the industry. What about the ladies in your company? I am, of course, assuming that you have ladies in your company. Do they have kids? What have you done to help? What have you done for them? Have you checked in on them at all? Have you even just asked, how are you doing? Because guess what? They all at home. All those kids while you're trying to work. COVID-19 has already dealt a massive blow to the child care sector that was already failing to support these families. 4.5 million child care slots were already gone, potentially permanently. They're not necessarily coming back. Our child care and school systems were already not meeting the needs of these people in the industry, and they're going to continue to do even worse now going back. No one's talking about this. 4 times as many women have dropped out of the labor force as of September, roughly 865,000, compared with only 216,000 men. No one's talking about that. Study after study has shown that in response, this is all because of school, childcare, camp closures, and so they're trying to reduce their hours, trying to handle all these things more frequently than the men. And I'm sure there are absolutely working dads out there who are doing the best they can and who are helping out. And these studies are generalizing their experiences. That is true. But it is a fact that traditional gender roles are still hard at work in many people's families, and we are ignoring that as companies and employers. We could have already lost the next Amy Hennig, the next Roberta Williams, Brenda Romero, and they will not be coming back. They have left the workforce. They have left the industry. But, it'll be fine. Schools will reopen again, right? The kids will go back so the women can come back to work, right? But in another study founded by The Atlantic, they found that job applicants who have listed relevant work experience for, say, a job opening, but have then taken a leave of absence between even just 6 months, will not get hired far more frequently than those who are unemployed for less time, even if they have no relevant work experience. All these women taking off are screwed. But what are their options? They had no options. Diversity is something we already struggle with as an industry to begin with. And we stand to lose literally all the progress we have made because of this. And no one is talking about it. So, what can we do? What can you do? You can care. You can care about yourself. Set boundaries. Be kind to yourself. Protect yourself. You are the industry, not the sales numbers, not your company, not that box on the shelf. You have to care about others. Be understanding that your situation is not their situation. Be gracious. Everyone is trying to do the best they can to get through this equally. The industry is not sales numbers. It is people. And for the industry to survive, the people need to survive. Invisible mic drop.
That was great.
Thank you.
Sorry, Joe. Ended on a downer.
No, you're fine. No, it was no, definitely not. So I want to thank everybody. I think that's what we're trying to do here. Who is it? I feel like a cross between Rodney Dangerfield, I Get No Respect, and Don Rickles, which I do it out of love. I insult people out of love,
You look like that too, Joe.
Yeah, thanks.
I mean, how they look now.
I'm 100% behind you on the kindness.
They've been dead for years.
What was that?
Talking about how you look. We're good.
Okay.
Good stuff, everybody. What's your last word, Joe?
Don't have any. Thanks.
Everybody, that was great. Join the ranters in our general voice chat. I'm going to kick them out of the secret channel. Join them there. Continue the conversations. We have the Flashpoint tournament getting ready to start. Talk to Kevin Lansing. He's a great board game developer. Trying to convince him to do more online stuff like we're doing tonight. We have the general voice channel ready for all of you. And in addition, we've got the special secret party channel set up by Valkyrie tonight. So you've got a lot of opportunities. Continue the conversations. And thank Ben for making sure we didn't get all totally depressed tonight. All right, everybody. Thank you all. Remember again, in memory of William Alonso. Cheers, everyone.
Bye-bye.